Late at night, backstage rumors swirl faster than any promo. Tonight's Raw is supposed to be business as usual. But the whispers, the hushed conversations in locker rooms, the way production trucks parked in odd spots, the repeated camera cuts toward the hallway, they hint at something bigger, something explosive. Then halfway through the show, it happens. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, appears in the shadows behind Seth Rollins. The Vision's faction is standing there. And for one breathless second, it looks like Jacob Fatu isn't attacking. He's being welcomed in. Fans gasp. Is this heel betrayal? Is this allegiance? Tonight, Raw might just rewrite the roster map that on Wrestling News Hub, they're digging into every angle. What's confirmed? What speculation? Why this move matters? Not just for Jacob Fatu or Seth Rollins, but for every superstar on a roster. Buckle up. Welcome to Suplex Saga, where every surprise matters, every backstage whisper counts, and every return or declaration shakes the foundations of WWE. If you want wrestling's biggest stories dissected with context, emotion, and sometimes a little chaos, hit subscribe and turn on that bell because this Jacob Fatu plus the Vision angle, it could be one of those storylines people reference for years. Jacob Fatu joined WWE fairly recently, but he has pedigree. Real oi, family blood, intense in-ring style, and a reputation for being a physical force. As of mid-2025, he's had title opportunities, big matches, and has played with both crowds, sympathy, and menace. However, in recent weeks, fans have noted a shift. Jacob has been appearing in interviews praising the Vision. Seth Rollins' faction featuring Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman, talking about vision, about strength, about leaders who don't shy from ambition. Is this groundwork? Is this the calm before the storm? Rumors are surfacing that Fatu has made gestures backstage, workshops, sparring, or simply observed segments involving the Vision's promos. The Vision itself is strong. Rollins' leadership, Heyman's strategic touch, Breakker, and Reed as physical threats. 4. Jacob Fatu. Joining them would shift his role from potential solo threat to a cornerstone of someone else's empire. For better or worse, 0.1 recent report from ITR Wrestling says Jacob Fatu has publicly praised Bron Breakker, saying he respects what Breakker is doing on Raw and admires how the Vision is elevating itself. Importantly, Fatu is said to have expressed interest in being part of something bigger, not just being loud in solo promos. In some social media threads, fans claim there are credible leaks that a backstage meeting occurred between Fatu and Rollins earlier this week. Some say Fatu was spotted in the ring crew area, not to fight, but to listen. In other versions, he stands in for a promo assist. These are not confirmed, but more than just fan rumors. Given WWE's history, multiple such rumors have become storylines. If Jacob Fatu does join the division, the implications are huge. Adds raw physical power to the faction. Fatu is big, athletic, dangerous. Breakker and Reed are strong, but Fatu brings another dimension. Messaging. Fatu aligning with Rollins would signal Rollins' vision isn't just talk. He's gathering muscle, strategy, and legacy. It could elevate the Vision to the top of Raw's hierarchy in a more stable way. For Fatu, being part of a faction with Rollins and Heyman could provide storyline protection, spotlight, and promotion. Raw is a bigger stage. If booked right, this move could be the jump from upper mid to main event territory. It also sets up potential betrayal arcs. Will Fatu remain loyal? Could solo ambition clash within the Vision? WWE loves internal friction. Do that. Let's imagine how this might play out on Raw. The show opens. Seth Rollins is in the ring delivering a blistering promo about visionaries versus pretenders. He calls out Solo Sikoa or the Bloodline, saying they're stuck in old power structures. The crowd is fired up and then the lights dip. Music hits. Jacob Fatu appears at the entrance ramp looking tense. The camera cuts back to Rollins, eyebrows raised. Fatu steps into the ring, doesn't attack. Instead, he nods in solidarity, perhaps as a semi-heel turn. The Vision members open their arms. Rollins offers a hand. The cooperation is implied. The crowd is confused, excited, upset. Fatu may later cut a promo. I fought for my own name. I bled for it, but I see what Rollins sees. Power, structure, dominance. It's not enough to be strong alone. It's time to align with Vision. That kind of wording signals upheaval and gives Rollins legitimacy beyond his swagger. Chapter 7, Counterreactions. Opponents and Backlash. Of course, if this happens, there must be enemies. The Bloodline, especially Solo Sikoa, or Jacob's own cousins are likely to respond. Maybe there's a duel. Fatu versus Solo to test loyalty. Perhaps Roman or another blood relative confronts Fatu for betrayal. Meanwhile, Rollins would need to defend the decision. Maybe some of the Vision Breakker feel Fatu is too wild, too unpredictable. The faction could fracture internally, giving WWE several stories in one. Fans too will react. Some will see it as a logical step for Fatu. Others will accuse him of selling out or losing his uniqueness by joining a big stable. Both reactions fuel storyline. Here are possible matches/showdowns that could follow. Fatu interfering in a Rollins vs Roman match. Turning the tide that a tag match the Vision Rollins plus Fatu plus Reed/Breakker versus the Bloodline or some anti-Vision team that a singles match. Fatu vs Solo Sikoa with faction implications at a multi-man ladder or elimination match where Fatu proves loyalty under pressure. High-stakes championship opportunities. If the Vision holds gold, Fatu might be slotted into a title shot sooner rather than later. An O alliance is without risk. Fatu could lose what made him unique. Untamed power outsider aura if too scripted. Rollins runs danger of overshadowing him or limiting him to being second fiddle. If the faction becomes too bloated, fan interest might drift. Credibility. If Fatu joins too easily, it won't feel earned. WWE must build tension, hesitation, perhaps betrayal, or a teaser episode first. Already clips of Jacob Fatu praises Bron Breakker are trending. Memes of when Jacob Fatu will join the Vision are popping. Some fans want Fatu to have a dramatic reveal. Others want to see him challenge Rollins, not just follow him. Fans love surprise, but also emotional justification. Fans will also weigh in on whether Fatu deserves the rub, whether the Vision's identity changes with his presence, whether Solo ambition will creep into his character. Social media will amplify missteps and praise alike. WWE has to watch that have done well. This move could reshape Raw. For example, Fatu as muscle henchman first, then gradually earning his own spotlight. Conflict within the Vision, Fatu vs Breakker or Reed over leadership or direction. Possibly the Vision vs the Bloodline grand match at a premium show. If fans respond well, Fatu could challenge for singles gold. Maybe US Championship. Maybe more. If Jacob Fatu does join the Vision, it's more than just adding another member. It's a power shift. It's a statement about who controls Raw. Will Fatu's addition elevate the Vision or dilute his own brand? Only time and writing will tell. Thanks for breaking this down with Wrestling News Hub. Smash like if you want more breakdowns like this. Subscribe for weekly deep dives and let us know in the comments. Do you want Jacob Fatu to join the Vision?